Magic is in the air. A Nintendo Direct is fully expected this week, and I couldn't be more excited. This week is going to be fantastic, because even if there isn't a Direct, I'm getting a haircut and I really need one. But today's video is all about big predictions for the first Nintendo Direct of 2023. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Fill up the comments with your predictions. Get one right and brag to all your friends that you are a soothsayer, you are a seer, you have the Irish witch. Now I'm going to kick it off right away with two things that will for sure be there and two things that I don't think will be there at all. Number one on the yup list is Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. Now, we have seen straight from Nintendo's files that they've updated the eShop background page for Advance Wars. Something about that game is coming. I believe it's going to be a shadow drop, especially based on the report that Walmart has signage saying the game is available now. It makes sense to help pad out the first half of the year for Nintendo. It makes sense based on the history and the rampant delays for this game. It just makes sense with how Nintendo would handle something that has gone completely amok, like the Advance Wars marketing campaign and launch. Now, we also know that Tears of the Kingdom will be there in some capacity. It could be a 10-minute gameplay segment. It could be a stay tuned next week when we have a full-on Tears of the Kingdom Direct. It could be in the form of a Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED console, but I guarantee you, Zelda will be there. It has to be. We're approaching May, and I really do not think there's any delay coming. Some people have been a bit squeamish, like, we've heard nothing. Is it really coming? But I think it's really coming. This is Nintendo's anchor for the entire year, and I know they do not want to miss it. Now, in terms of two things that will not be there, you won't be seeing Metroid Prime 4. Every time we have a Nintendo Direct coming, the rumors start to circulate and people start to get a little antsy that maybe it's time for Samus's big return. Now, Samus had a great return in Metroid Dread, and that game was fantastic. I think there's more likelihood we see a sequel to a 2D than we see Metroid Prime 4. Now, we could see Metroid Prime Remake, which supposedly has been done and has been rumored time and time again, direct after direct after direct. We're supposed to see Metroid Prime Remake. I think it's probably been like 7 or 8 directs where we're supposed to get Metroid Prime Remake, and we haven't. There's a chance we could get Metroid Prime Remake. I think we do. No Metroid Prime 4, Metroid Prime Remake. I was listening to Nate Drake's podcast with MVG where he talked about thinking that those two would be shown simultaneously. I don't know that that necessarily is needed, and I do feel like Metroid Prime Remake will see the light of day far earlier than Metroid Prime 4. The other thing that will not be there is other Zelda. Look, the Wind Waker Twilight Princess remakes have been rumored forever. Guaranteed even for last September, and then they did not show up. Now, maybe they still exist, maybe they've been done for a while, I don't know, and I don't care, because with Tears of the Kingdom out there, in front of us just a few months away, less than 100 days, no chance we see any other Zelda. All focus will be on Link's latest Green Arm adventure, and what the heck is crying to cause all of these tears in our kingdom. On to the more speculative predictions. Hollow Knight Silksong. This game has to show up, and it's kind of interesting that Team Cherry is trademarking new titles for upcoming projects, indicating that they are ready to move the heck on. Now, we know according to Xbox's showcase last summer that Hollow Knight Silksong will be out before June. They're running out of time, they're running out of months, and Nintendo has said nada about Hornet for so long. I also feel like because I started replaying Hollow Knight, this is bringing back good juju, and I think we do see the game. Could Nintendo go crazy and stealth drop it or give it a February or March release date? I think they could. I don't think that game is that far away, and I think it will be really exciting and finally fulfill all of our hopes and dreams, pop in our cherries for the second time. It is Team Cherry after all, so that's why there's 2 Hollow Knights. I think it's time for Donkey Kong to come back. 2D, 3D, spin-off. I pray it is tried and true. For the longest time, I wanted this to be a 3D game. I thought that would be exciting, bold, new. Kirby and the Forgotten Land went ham with 3D, expanding that game and my love for the franchise in a humongous Switch-sized way. Now, Donkey Kong could do that, but we have such a dearth of Nintendo 2D platformers. Give us another. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is a gem. That game is absolutely marvelous, and seeing DK in the Mario movie trailers just makes me want good, old, creative, amazing, pixel perfect, fantastic gameplay, great controlling, Monkey Madness Donkey Kong. I want minecarts, I want new stuff. Give me a tried and true Donkey Kong, and I think we see it here. I think Donkey Kong is the perfect type of game for this year. Whether you believe the rumor that Nintendo doesn't have many heavy hitters after Tears of the Kingdom in 2023, Donkey Kong still fits. And gosh darn it, I'm ready for Donkey Kong. Give me some Kremlings, little Kangaroo. I mean, they have the King's model from Smash Bros. Ultimate. Might as well put it to good use. And I think they'll put the 2D space to extra good use with a double dose this direct. Mario is having a movie, and there is no Mario game on the horizon. We have a rumor about Mario Baseball returning, which feels like a summer title. They love to throw those Mario sports games into June and say, have fun, kids, it's time to play. And I think that could show up here. But I'm betting on a new 2D Mario to show its face. We haven't had a new 2D Mario in ages. Yes, Mario Maker 2 counts, but I'm talking about a new one. I'm talking one where Nintendo makes the content and they've created a new art style and they've got some excitement and enthusiasm tied next to the movie. Now, I have this fear that Nintendo could opt to release another Mario-themed Switch, an OLED this time, alongside the movie. Is that how they get Mario into your hands after you exit the theater? Do they make a Mario OLED bundle that comes with download codes for Mario Odyssey 2 and Mario 3D World? Because that would be a sweet bundle, and I could see it. Remember, Nintendo was sending out emails about Mario Odyssey, and that feels very odd. Are they prepping the waters for DLC, which would be gangbusters crazy? And not out of the question, they did updates for Mario Party, Super Mario Party, years beyond its release. But I feel like Mario Odyssey DLC would just evolve into Mario Odyssey 2. And that's what has me worried that the Mario Odyssey mentions in the emails we've seen is because of some sort of upcoming bundle that includes past Mario games to tie into the movie. Now, I hope that that is incorrect, and I'd much rather see a 2D Mario game. Nate Drake also speculates that there is a small-scale 2D Mario project in the works, and whatever it is, I'm here for it. An eShop game, a full retail release, something that has you play old Mario levels in a new graphical style. That actually sounds brilliant. A humongous Mario All-Stars, but it's one game. It's Mario levels from the original Mario Bros. Mario Bros. 3. Probably not Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario World. Mario 64, and it's all just like done in 2D. Like, I don't know. They could really do some awesome work. Basically, Mario making their own game with their Mario Maker tool. It would be bananas. But I do think Mario shows up, at least in some capacity. Maybe a double dose. It's fully plausible we could get 2D Mario, and we could get Mario Baseball. Now, some other titles that people have kind of thrown out there are F-Zero, Kid Icarus. I don't know that we see any of those. I do think we're going to get a dud title. I feel like we're just due for that. Whether it ends up being the 1-2 Switch sequel that everyone sort of really hopes they canned, or some sort of strange, just more family-centric game, it could be fun for some, but for me, that would sort of feel like the dud title. I really hope there is new IP, and if they're able to sort of fuse the two in the way they did creatively with Nintendo Labo, I wouldn't be too upset. I think Nintendo is ready for a new IP. The success of the Switch, the units out there, it's perfect time to push something brand new. We got 3 Splatoons. All right, we got so many Pokemon. All the big franchises have released on Nintendo Switch. It's time to do something brand new. And I think this Direct would be an awesome showcase for it, but I feel like that is really a low probability. I'd much rather put money on Pikmin 4 popping up with an actual trailer. We got sort of an ambiance, mood-setting visual back last year when Miyamoto was like, I'm doing the Pikmin again. 4, that's why I keep holding up 2. There's always a tease for Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 in this Direct, I think you can count on it. I think it's going to look super cool, I think it's going to have co-op, and I think it is going to expand the Pikmin gameplay in new ways. Pikmin 3 is phenomenal, but it does stay very tried and true to Pikmin. I think we get some sort of big change up here. I'd love for them to go crazy and do something where, like, you have it on the TV and then you take it on the go, almost like a very strange, like, Boktai level game implement where you have to take the Switch with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Pikmin Bloom is a thing. They like to make you move. What if you actually had to move around to find Pikmin or things of that sort? Could they create some sort of hybrid game that merges traditional Pikmin with Pikmin Bloom? It could be nauseating, it could be beautiful, but we'll find out soon. Something on everybody's mind is Nintendo Switch Online. It always is when these Directs are about to pop, especially because they just announced the return of game vouchers. Those are the special coupons that Nintendo says, step right up and get 2 games for a little bit less. Now, this may not have anything to do with any sort of Switch Online update, and despite my hopes and dreams of Game Boy Advance coming to the Switch Virtual Console expansion pack offerings, I don't think we get a substantial Nintendo Switch Online update here. We still have games announced last year for N64 to release. We still have new waves of the Mario Kart Course Booster Pass, and it's not September, when Nintendo usually likes to update their Nintendo Switch Online offerings. So I think Nintendo Switch Online sits this one out, save for maybe a trailer saying like, oh, coming in the next few months, and they date Pokemon Stadium, and they date another Mario Party, and they date 1080 snowboarding, and kind of get those things off and running. On the third-party scene, I think Midnight Suns pops up. I think maybe we get a Hogwarts Legacy release update, given that that game is out this week. I think there's a chance that Dying Light 2 pops back up, because that game hasn't been seen forever, and it's only Nintendo who would bring a game back and try to make it exciting, even though it's over a year late. There probably will be some other quirky releases, maybe a cloud title, maybe a game that's exciting, possibly a collection. I'm going to throw Batman Arkham Collection out there as something that we've heard rumored and could appear. I'll also give you a Tomb Raider collection as sort of a backup plan. One of those two, I think, has a decent shot of appearing at this Nintendo Direct. But in terms of a heavy hitter, in terms of a final big reveal, will Nintendo have a one more thing? Now, a true gameplay trailer for Tears of the Kingdom could totally be a one more thing. A Donkey Kong game could be a one more thing, and so could Metroid Prime Remake. I feel like Metroid Prime Remake is the best candidate for one more thing, especially if its release date is like June or late May or something like that. But I think there's also a chance that Animal Crossing rears its head once more with a spin-off title. It's been 3 years since Animal Crossing New Horizons released. They supported that game good, but not great, and they've had plenty of time to iterate. After the insane sales and the global phenomenon, the absolute mesmerization that Nintendo Switch fans felt from that game has to be tapped back into. I think Nintendo would be very wise and probably working on something new in the Animal Crossing universe, and that as well could be a big one more thing. Oh, DLC-wise, we possibly could see more updates for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, maybe a first look at Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope DLC, and gosh darn it, is it time for some Mario Party Superstars DLC? Could they tie it into the upcoming release of Mario Party 3 on the N64 Virtual Console? That would be fitting and really fun, because that game is excellent and it absolutely needs more boards. Last but not least, I do not think there will be any Mario movie trailer or any hardware. Now, I would love for Nintendo to say, hey, there's a new Switch Pro! But typically Nintendo has separate events for both elements, movie and new hardware. They could show off like a special edition, that's totally plausible and maybe even likely. But a new piece of hardware or the movie, they seem to separate those out from these directs. Remember, they had independent mini directs for the Mario Bros. Movie trailer, talking to Chris Pratt, talking to Jack Black, saying hi to Miyamoto, and they also had separate directs for the Nintendo World theme park. So I feel like Nintendo tries to isolate those things, and then they always do that for their hardware. Special reveal for the Switch, special reveal for the OLED. It would be independent, is my best guess, and so I don't think we get anything of that scope in this week's presentation. But a direct that has Zelda updates, Metroid Prime Remake, Donkey Kong, and something Mario feels like a win to me. If you can triple jam Zelda, Mario, and DK, like, can you really lose? Especially if they back that up with an Advance Wars Stealth Drop, a Hollow Knight update, and a few third-party titles. Like, could we really complain? Something interesting about this direct is what will they show for the second half of the year, if anything? And that will help sort of dictate our expectations going forward. They show nothing, well, there's got to be another big presentation in the summer to highlight events going forward. They show a bunch, maybe the predictions about a slow second half are wrong. They show one thing, oh gosh, is there only one game this fall? Now, I don't think it'll happen, but the very final thing I want to throw out there just to get on record is Mario Odyssey 2. I feel like it's not time for that. I feel like this is not where it gets shown. But if there happens to be a Mario Odyssey 2 trailer reveal, you heard it here first. I'm super excited for this presentation. We will live stream it together as soon as it's announced. I'll give you that date and time and we'll make it a party. But until then, make sure to get your predictions in the comments down below. I want to hear from you. Get it on record. Get it right. Let's go. Let's enjoy this week. Let's have a fantastic rest of our day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there, guys and girls, and everyone else. Love you so much. SwitchForce out.